Yo guys, welcome back to the long-awaited video about Drug Dealer Simulator 2. I know I've done like a few videos on Drug Dealer Simulator and they did really well, so I'm back at it again with a Drug Dealer Simulator 2 video, and this video is going to be all about what we want to see from Drug Dealer Simulator 2. Drug Dealer Simulator 1, I've got to be honest, it didn't really hit the spot in terms of ideally what the community wanted from the game. There was a lot of backlash on release, how there was a lot of stuff in the trailers that wasn't coming to the game. Really sucked. Let's really hope that Drug Dealer Simulator 2, the devs get behind it and really make it a game that we want to see. Drug Dealer Simulator 1 felt more of a prototype to a lot of the things I want to talk about here. So without further ado, the first thing I think the community really wants to see from Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is better movement. The parkour community for Drug Dealer Simulator 1 kind of surprised me. You know, I didn't know we could jump on top of these buildings and stuff, and you would see videos of people doing these parkour things. I think parkour should be definitely a focus for Drug Dealer Simulator 2. More parkour, possibly an agility stat to not only make us faster but open up new routes, such as being able to climb higher walls than before. And with this game being set in somewhat of a slum scenario from what we've seen in the trailers, I think this will lend brilliantly to high agility kind of player who is really interested in the parkour in Drug Dealer Simulator 1. I think this would be such an addition to the game and a big thank you to the community from the developers. The next thing I want to talk about, and this is something that I was theorizing that was going to happen in Drug Dealer Simulator 1, but unfortunately I was wrong, but it's something I desperately want to see in Drug Dealer Simulator 2, is driving. I'm sure some of my viewers would absolutely love seeing driving added to Drug Dealer Simulator 2, as I've previously mentioned in my other videos. Another reason we desperately want driving is the size of the map now in Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is definitely a lot larger and a lot more open than Drug Dealer Simulator 1. It's going to be so much larger, and driving around the map to different trap houses, to different deals going on, it would be a huge selling point for this game. And like I said in my previous video, imagine being able to jump in your whip and just drive around running from cops. I think it would be an amazing addition to the game. The next thing I really want to see from Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is some sort of other gangs and territory that make the game feel more alive, and it will also give you something to do once we finish the main story. In Drug Dealer Simulator 1 there wasn't much visual representation that there was other gangs going on. Of course you'd find out, like, I'm not going to give any spoilers, don't worry, but I'm sure we've all played Drug Dealer Simulator 1, but you never really saw on the streets stuff happening, but in the main story you saw stuff happening. So what I'd really like to see in Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is to make the world feel way more lived in, with rival gangs, say like 3 different gangs that you're battling against within territory and stuff like that. I think this would be amazing to see, and also it had a lot more kind of replayability and also kind of complexity to the map and to the game. Again, which brings me to my next point: side missions. Aside from dealing and managing your dealers, I feel like players will benefit from more side missions that come to you from contacts, or maybe someone you meet at a club, or maybe through games in the story, or just so happen to meet them on the street, or, you know, like I've mentioned, at a club or something, or in a car park or a car meet or something. Giving the player more things to do than just grinding for the next unlock in Drug Dealer Simulator 1. I feel like that's something that really held that game back from me. Of course, when you get such a high level, you're like, okay, well, I've unlocked all these drugs, and I'm dealing them left and right and centre, and I've got loads of dealers, but it felt there was nothing more to go for. So I think those side missions of just random people you meet, or maybe you meet them through the main story, like I've previously said, this will add so much more replayability to the game that I desperately think Drug Dealer Simulator 1 was lacking. Of course, they did the mansion update, but again, it's just more things to grind for. I think there needs to be a little bit more texture and make the world feel a little bit more lived in. The next thing I would love to talk about is better weed growing. I mean, if you're on this channel, you've probably already seen my weed growing video, my weed growing guide. It is a great way to make money, but there was something more I wanted from it. Whether that's like chopping and splicing strains together, but yeah, better weed growing, being able to grow your own strains over time by modifying the stat values of them. For example, imagine making one type of strain like a sativa for a more head-high stats, which buff alertness, for example, giving the player an ever so slight speed buff or making cops notice you less. An indica strain, on the other hand, slowing time a little or nerfing pain a tiny amount, like full damage slightly less impactful. So in Drug Dealer Simulator 1, you'd fall off or a building or something, and your speed will go right down because your health is low. I could imagine an indica strain, because it's like, you know, doesn't kind of takes away pain, right? That it would damage you slightly less, or maybe you could take it as an antidote or something. I would love to see the introduction of workers for weed farms. Seeing that the map is so large now, players could set up a location and pay workers to tend to the crops. I think it would be awesome if the player could choose the workers, so if they're good at their job, if they're bad at their job, and you pay them respectively for their skills. Another addition could be the growers with low loyalty to you or your gang could grass you up to the cops or rival gangs, so you could have your weed farm raided or attacked by rival gangs. That would be incredible to see, especially because, you know me, on Drug Dealer Simulator 1, weed is pretty much my only go-to drug. The next thing I think everyone would love to see is modding support, and need I say more? In a game like this that is just almost entirely community driven, I feel that the community deserves modding support, and this is something that was asked in Drug Dealer Simulator 1 that we just unfortunately didn't get to see. And like the dev said, I genuinely feel that Drug Dealer Simulator 1 was a test in the water to see if people actually liked the concept of the game and that sort of stuff. But so many people asked for modding support, me included, and I just think on this is you get to propel this game into your adventure, not just what the devs are pushing, and modding support gives us that endless replayability. So yeah, modding support, please guys, please give us modding support. It would be amazing for the game. So linking back to the loyalty point and the rivals and stuff and weed growers and stuff, possibly on those weed farms, or say in your hideout or something, or maybe you're just going around the streets, having security guards with you that again have a loyalty rating based on your notoriety and how much you pay them to stay at trap houses or stay at the weed farms. This would be an amazing addition to getting raided by the cops, because I mean, the first time you get raided by the cops in Drug Dealer Simulator 1, you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty sick, and then the second time it's exactly the same. So this would add a lot more variety. So just imagine getting a call from one of your security guards like, yo, holy shit, they're outside and they're about to bust in and steal our shit, man. Or possibly linking it back to the rival gang stealing your shit. Do you know what I mean? Like having these security guards, having someone at the hideout like, oh shit, we're about to get raided, come quick, you know, we need to bag up this shit and go. And they're just like throwing bags out the window and you're just like picking them up like, oh fuck. I think that would be so fucking awesome. And again, I'm just gonna say this is a really quick one. We want more drugs. Ketamine, for example. We want more fucking drugs, man. Like I said, like you unlock these drugs in Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and then you've got nothing else to grind for, you feel like. Do you know what I mean? So I think adding more drugs will definitely satisfy that. Whether you have to order it in or whether you can make it yourself. again, because we're in the slums, I think like cocaine we could possibly make in the you know, out in the jungle somewhere. Regardless of that, more fucking drugs. We need more drugs. And again, just another little quick one. No more fucking lockpicking, or at least make lockpicking less annoying for routes that close all the time. The amount, I don't even bother with going in the sewers. I don't even bother with you know, like lockpicking the gates in Drug Dealer Simulator 1, because there's no fucking point, man. It's so annoying. You might as well just run the longer way, because it's quicker if you put all your points into like stamina and speed and stuff like runner. But yeah, lockpicking, at least make it a little bit more something. Because at the moment it's just a fucking pain in the arse, and I think everyone will fucking agree with that. But for me, at least, I think lockpicking is just a bullshit thing. It was a cool concept, but I just think the execution of it was fucking tedious. Anyway, on a lighter note, I genuinely think clothing and like more things for the player to buy other than just hideout stuff. Again, have the hideout stuff. I'm not saying don't have, you know, the hideout stuff. The hideout stuff was great, especially when you unlock like the Sector C and you get all the fancy furniture. Love that. However, there needs to be more than just hideout pimping. So I came up with a little idea called clothing. And I think that adding more things for the player to buy, not only new cars and properties, and adding clothing would make dealing a little bit more interesting. Maybe with the clients being more willing to buy expensive product from you if you look like you know what you're doing. So if you come up and you're dressed in a nice suit and tie, I think the NPCs should respect that, and your like notoriety, and be like, yeah, okay, I know this person, I've heard of them, I'm willing to pay more for his good shit. This could also work against the player as well. Like, it could attract rival gangs or police activity if they hear about some like fashy fuck selling in the area. This can boost your notoriety. And I think, honestly, that is going to be all that I think I want to see, at least in Drug Dealer Simulator 2. If I think of more things, if you comment loads of stuff, I will probably make a Drug Dealer Simulator 2 what we want to see 2 video. So another video on top of this. But yeah, like I just want to thank you guys for, you know, if you have got this far, I just want to thank you guys for all subscribing and enjoying my content. Drug Dealer Simulator stuff is definitely my hot point on the channel. I am really grateful for every single one of you, but I just want to say this is what I want to see, this is what we want to see, because I am we in a way. But if you guys have any ideas, shoot them down in the comments. I reply to every single one, or at least I try my absolute best to. And yeah, that's what I want to see. What do you want to see? I guess that's what I'll leave it to. What do you want to see? And possibly I will make another video about this. Anyway, guys, this has been Boot. I wish you guys all the very best. Peace out, guys.